This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's so great to have you joining me here in these online lessons. This is lesson 37 in this series that is all about jazz guitar, which you know I love, and I'm so delighted to bring this course to you. In the lessons in the series right now, we're working on the most common jazz voicings that we end up playing. So, super fun with these chords. In this lesson specifically, I'm going to introduce to you how to play some half-diminished voicings, one with the root on the 6th string, one with the root on the 5th string, some altered dominant voicings, one with the root on the 6th string, one with the root on the 5th string, and some minor major 7th voicings, one with the root on the 5th string, one with the root on the 6th string. These voicings are especially used in minor keys when we're playing 2-5-1s, which we'll look at in the next lesson. But let's go ahead and learn these voicings here. So let's take a look at the first one, the half diminished or minor 7 flat 5. So this chord has a root, a minor 3rd, a diminished 5th or a flatted 5th, and a minor 7th. That gives us this root, flat 3, flat 5, flat 7 sound. And we've got our voicings over here. The chord symbol for this one's going to have the half diminished symbol, which is a circle with a line through it, and then the 7th. Or it might have something that tells us it's a minor chord with a 7th and a flatted 5th, like that minus sign, or the lowercase m, 7, and then a flat 5. You can also see a little minus 5 as well. So this voicing here on the 6th string, I'm just going to demonstrate it right in the middle of the neck. So B flat, half diminished here, or B flat minor 7, flat 5. If we take the minor 7th chord that we're familiar with from the last two lessons, then we can take and flat that 5th by 1 fret, and we get that minor 7 flat 5 voicing. So it's kind of a little bit tricky maybe to finger when you're first getting used to it, but get comfortable with that one. And then we've got over here on the 5th string form. Now, if you were to go back to lesson 33 and follow the format that we're using for creating these voicings, we got the root and then the 3 guide tones there. Over here we're using the alternate form that I explained in lesson 33, where we're going root 5, flat 7, flat 3 there. So we've switched around those strings. If I do this in the middle of the neck, I'm in E flat, 6th fret there, and this one's pretty easy to finger. You can bar across, or you can play with all 4 fingers. I end up doing both, just depending on the situation. Now, if we were playing our minor 7 chord that we've learned a couple lessons ago, all we're doing is flatting that 5th there. So that's why barring it can be useful. So now that we've got this voicing here, let's take a look at the next one. So we've got altered dominant chords. The altered dominant chords are a dominant 7th chord with an altered 5th, or if the 5th isn't there, then we would have the 9th or the 13th or the 11th that would be altered. We can also have a combination. So this one has a root, a major 3rd, and then a diminished 5th or augmented 5th. On the piano, you could even play both. On the guitar, we really can't because they're on the same string. We have a minor 7th or that flatted 7th, a sharp 9 or flat 9. Our augmented 5th is the same as the diminished 13, or sorry, the minor 13. So they have the same pitch. So this could alternatively be written in the chord symbol as a minor 13, or that diminished 5th is the same as a sharp 11. But we're usually going to see these in the chord symbol sort of as a throw-all. They're kind of interchangeable. The C7 alt, root, 7th, and then alt just means alter that chord. So we're going to alter the 5th if it's in the chord, and we're going to alter the 9th if it's in the chord, and if there's an altered 13th or 11th, it's going to match up with the 5th. You can also see something like C7 sharp 9 or C7 sharp 5, or sometimes they'll all be written in there. C7 flat 5, flat 9. They can get really specific because we have so many different options. You can explore different options using the explanation in lesson 33. Here I'm just going to give you a great voicing to use off each of the strings for an altered dominant, and they're sort of interchangeable for the most part. Sometimes when we're playing with a big band or something like that where the voicings get really specific and we need to kind of match them, then it's best if we can play the specific voicing. But otherwise, when we're just playing, we can just interchange a flat 9 for a sharp 9 or a sharp 5 flat 9, 4, A sharp 9, sharp 5. So all those are sort of interchangeable. So it's going to look something like this. You have the root, the 7, and either alt, or you're going to see the alterations written there. So over here, all we have to do is take the dominant 7th chords that we're so familiar with, and I'm going to do B flat 7. We've been playing B flat 13. I tuck my pinky down and it becomes B flat 7 sharp 5 or B flat 7 flat 13 right there. So that's a great sounding altered dominant chord. Really great go-to one there. Then over on the 5th string form, we got that middle finger still at the 6th fret. We're going to do E flat here. We've been playing the dominant 9th. Now I'm going to sharp that 9 by bringing my pinky up 1 fret higher. And I've got altered dominant voicings there. Now let's look at the minor major 7th. So when we're in a minor key, we can have a minor 6th chord, a minor 7th chord, which is a minor minor 7th chord, or a minor major 7th chord. We haven't yet worked on the minor major 7th chord. It's an important one to know. It's a sound to get used to. So I've got that one here for us. The minor major 7th has the root, the minor 3rd, the perfect 5th, and then the major 7th. In the chord symbol, we're going to see the root, something that tells us it's minor, something that tells us it's major, like the triangle or a capital M. So you're going to have like C minus sign, triangle, and then 7, or C lowercase m, uppercase M, and then 7. Those are examples of chord symbols that we run into. Over here, we need to raise our 7th. So if I got B flat minor 7 like we've been playing, I got B flat minor major 7th there. So that's 7th. And now I usually do this by barring these two with my index finger, and then bringing my middle finger up to that root, and my ring finger to catch the 7th. It's a great sounding chord. With the 5th string form, I'm going to put my index there, and I have my middle and my ring, and then I come back for my pinky. Middle, ring, and pinky. Now we've been working the minor 7th with that bar chord. Now we've got this here, where we just sort of flip those fingers around a little bit. Now with the introduction to these voicings, a really great way to start learning them is to work our way around the circle of force, going back and forth between the two forms. We've done this sort of thing a lot with other voicings, so it won't take too much explanation. I do have the circle of force written up here on the board. We've done it so much in this course it's probably super ingrained. But if I start on that C at the 8th fret on that 6th string, then I can go to the F, then down 2 frets to B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. We come up to G flat, down to B, E, A, D, G, C. We just move right around. That's going to be where our root notes are. We're going to do this with the different qualities. So if I started on this half diminished, I would start C half diminished there, and I would go to F half diminished. Then I'm going to come to B flat half diminished, then E flat half diminished, A flat half diminished, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, and C. We're not going to do it that fast. Before we play through it, you're going to want to just get kind of used to going back and forth between the two voicing options, one for that 6th string, one for the 5th string. Once you're kind of comfortable with that, we'll go around the circle of force. We'll give each one 2 times, 2 measures. We use that basic do, that kind of rhythm. And we'll be up to F. So let's do that for this half diminished. You got 1, 2, ready, and we got the C half diminished. And we got the F half diminished. Minor 7 flat 5, either way you want to think about it. The B flat. Then we're up to E flat. Then we got A flat. Then we got D flat. We got G flat, we got B, we got E, we got A, we got D, we got G, and we got C. Great way to get those voicings down. Work through that sort of thing as much as you need to. Here in this lesson, we're going to go on and look at the altered dominant here. So we're going to get comfortable going back and forth between those two shapes. In this case, the C C7 alt to the F7 alt. More specifically, we got C7 sharp 5 or C7 flat 13 to the F7 sharp 9. Once you're kind of there, we'll take that around the circle of 4. So you got 1, a 2, a 1, 2, ready, and we start with that C7. We're gonna go up to the F7 sharp 9. We got B flat. We got E flat. We got A flat. And D flat. We got G flat. We got B. We got E. We got A. We got D. We got G. Now we got C. Just like that. So there's our altered dominant. Let's look at the minor major 7th. So if we were to start there on C, you want to get used to that minor major 7th. Going to the next form, in this case F minor major 7th, and just get used to going back and forth. It's kind of a big move. I've mentioned this in lessons before, but when I was doing my master's and I was living in my own studio apartment all by myself, no family, I used to just put on a TV show or a movie sometimes at night when I was tired and just practice going back and forth between different switches. So I could mindlessly kind of work on that with my hands while also enjoying a movie. But when you're living with family or friends or whoever, they don't always appreciate that. But it worked for me when I was living on my own. So you got 1, a 2, a 1, 2, ready. And that C minor major 7th. F minor major 7th. And we got B flat. And E flat. And A flat. And D flat. And G flat. And B. And E. And A. And D. And G. And C. And we end there on C. So these are really, really great voicings to get down. All the voicings that we've been working on are so great. In the next lesson, we're going to look at putting these together into 2-5-1s. Then we'll end up looking at diminished chords, and we'll start looking at some comping rhythms and various chord progressions that we can work on these with. And we got the rootless voicings that we can look at as well. So lots of important things when it comes to comping the chords in jazz, and these are our go-to chords. So super, super fun, super, super exciting stuff. These lessons are coming out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Of course, we got technique Tuesdays, theory Thursdays. On Saturdays, we're doing improvisation in the blues, rock, and pop styles, so that's super fun too. And of course, there's hundreds of lessons already on the channel to help you with playing the guitar. So keep having fun, keep at it, take care, and we'll see you again. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.